Hello, dear friends. I'm your headmister, Lord Stephen Gearhart.
And I am your co-mister, the man with no name, Lance Wayne.
And together we are the Misters let's try it again. The Misters of the Lance!
The Misters of the Dark!
Oh, shut up! Whatever. Join us wherever you stream your favorite podcasts or go to mistersofthedark.com, where we'll be discussing all things horror, from films and books to everything in betweensies. We also have the occasional victim. I mean, guest.
Only on the Fearscape Media Network.
Shut up, Lance! I always get the last laugh.
Fearscape Media Network, exploring the unknown, one podcast at a time.
Hello, I'm Wyra Brannig. Welcome to Wishful Drinking and Binge Thinking, the podcast that really just throws everything you know about psychology under the bus and educates you in a way that makes you feel like, oh, that's somebody that I could be friends with. Maybe. Alright, clearly I'm still drinking proper 12 whiskey, the old Irish whiskey. And I'm about to go deep into the cluster B personality disorders with my brand new microphone. Sorry, there's been such a delay in episodes, but I broke the last one in a horrific accident involving a table, the floor, and my fist. And it's cool. It's fine. We have a new microphone and we are ready to go. This is going to be the best episode I have recorded in days because of this new microphone. Yes, thank you, Guitar Center. I love you. I'm just going to take one more sip of this lovely whiskey. And I am going to delve into this cluster C of personality disorders. And what is quite annoying about cluster C is that so many people have taken bits and pieces from this and have used it to come up with attachment theory, which I'm going to be honest, is merited. It's fine. It makes sense, and I understand the background of attachment theory type things. If you are looking into attachment theories, go for it, because a lot of it makes good psychological sense, and I fucking hate saying that. Kind of like love languages. Fuck that pop psychology bullshit, but damn it, they have a point that we all express our love and adoration in different ways. God damn it. Okay. Oof. All right. So cluster C personality disorders start with avoidant personality disorder. That's right. There is a whole disorder about people who are avoidant. And it's not just somebody who is shy or, avoids doing the difficult things in life. It is a very specific disorder that is pervasive and just has a pattern of social inhibition or feelings of inadequacy and hypersensitivity to negative evaluations. It starts pretty early adulthood, and is present in a lot of contexts. And you have to have 4 or more of the following 7 things. You avoid occupational activities that involve a lot of interpersonal contact because you're afraid of criticism or disapproval or rejection. If you straight up avoid anything, that would be a good job because you're afraid of criticism, disapproval, or rejection. Oh, you might have avoidant personality disorder if you have 3 more of the following things. Let's see, number 2. You're unwilling to get involved with people unless you are certain that you will be liked. That's right, you totally avoid people unless you're sure they're going to like you. You also show restraint within intimate relationships because you're afraid of being shamed or ridiculed. You're not able to be vulnerable with people because you don't want to be made fun of. You're preoccupied with being criticized or rejected in social situations. So if you're constantly envisioning yourself just getting shit on by different people in different situations, then, oh man, this might be you. You are inhibited in new interpersonal situations because of feelings of inadequacy. So you can't really get super close to people because you don't feel like you're good enough. And then the views of yourself are socially inept or personally unappealing or inferior to others. You just straight up feel like you're not good enough, so don't deserve to be around other people. And then you are also unusually reluctant to take personal risks or to engage in any new activities because it might be embarrassing for you. And hey, guess what? New activities are embarrassing for fucking everyone. We all suck at shit until we do it enough to get good at it. But people with avoidant personality disorder think that it's so embarrassing to be bad at something that they can't even try it. So, like the disorder says, they avoid it. Just like they avoid close relationships with people and really just anything in general. So if you're super avoidant of a lot of different things, and those are the underlying reasons why, hey, you might have avoidant personality disorder in the cluster C spectrum of the DSM. Congrats. That's a great thing to have. Not, I'm going to bring back the not, by the way, or the psych. I'm going to bring both of those back because they haven't been, prevalent since the 90s. And I'm a 90s kid, and you know what? I'm bringing it back, so deal with it. Hey, guess what else people with computers these days tried to steal as an attachment theory? Dependent personality disorder. This one, a little bit the opposite of the avoidant personality disorder, which it's clustered together because it's the way you attach to people. So dependent personality disorder is an excessive need to be taken care of. And it leads to very submissive and clinging behavior. A lot of fear of separation, and also begins in early adulthood and is in a lot of different contexts in life. And you have to have 5 or more of the following 8 things. So the first one is difficulty making everyday decisions without an excessive amount of advice and reassurance from others. So basically anything you do or say, you're dependent on what someone else believes or says, or you just have no confidence in your own beliefs at all. So you have to get an outside opinion to try to back that up. You also need others to assume responsibility for major areas of your life. So, anything you can put on someone else, you're going to put on someone else. You have difficulty expressing disagreements with others because you fear a loss of support or approval. You're gonna just bite your tongue on every little thing because you don't want to lose the people around you that are gonna help you make decisions or do things because you're so dependent on them. You have difficulty initiating projects or doing things on your own. Not because you lack motivation or energy, but because you lack self-confidence in your own judgment or your own abilities. So it's not because you don't have the ability to follow through on these things. It's that you just don't feel like you're the person to do those things. You go to excessive lengths to obtain nurture and support from others to the point of volunteering to do things that are unpleasant. Like, shit, if you have a grandparent that is senile and a horrible person and just berates you constantly, you're gonna be the one volunteering to change their fucking diapers because you just want someone to care about you. Damn. All right. So you can also feel uncomfortable or helpless when you're alone because you have exaggerated fears of being unable to care for yourself. Doesn't mean that you couldn't do it. Just means that the thought of being alone is so uncomfortable to you. You feel like you're helpless even though you may not be. And you seek relationships as a source of care and support whenever another close relationship ends. So if anybody ever cuts you off or ghosts you or makes you feel like you're not important to them, you immediately seek out another relationship. So if your friend isn't paying enough attention to you, you might go to another friend and try to be, their main source of entertainment or support, or whatever you need. Or if your family is ignoring you, you turn to friends or relationships or whatever you're involved with. You try to just latch onto whoever's around you. You are also very unrealistically preoccupied with fears of being left to take care of yourself. Doesn't mean that you're alone, but you're constantly thinking about how you would take care of yourself if you were alone. And that honestly scares the shit out of you. So while a lot of very independent people are totally cool with being on their own, that freaks your shit out. And you're like, how the fuck am I going to take care of myself if I'm by myself? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Do I need to get close to this person so they can do this for me? You're feeling like you're dependent on other people, even though you have the abilities within yourself to accomplish these things on your own. Like, say you have a driver's license, you can drive, but you don't because you have so many other people that'll just bring you things. What happens if those people that bring you things stop doing it? Instead of just, taking the initiative yourself and going out, driving around and getting the things you need, you automatically start thinking, who else can I find that would be able to do this for me instead of doing it myself? Because I would be shit at it. Even though it's just like driving to the grocery store and getting something basic. So that is dependent personality disorder, where you feel like other people have to take care of you, even though you're totally capable of doing it yourself. And therapy for that is really fucking hard. You have to convince someone that they are independent enough to do those things themselves. And that takes a little bit of work. And a lot of counselors are going to be like, fuck, that's a lot of work. All right, fine. Whatever. I'll do it. It's not quite as annoying as antisocial personality disorder. Those people that don't think they have a problem and don't need any help at all. At least dependent personality disorder, you can convince them that they're the shit and they can do it themselves. You got this, bitch! Is kind of the main message there. And then we've got something interesting, something that is hard to differentiate, but we've got obsessive compulsive personality disorder. It's not OCD. It's not. OCD is different in that it's a little more severe, honestly. So if it's just a personality disorder, it's more like kind of being anal rather than being obsessive compulsive. So obsessive compulsive personality disorder, it's a lot of preoccupation with orderliness and perfectionism and interpersonal control. And all of that is at the expense of flexibility and openness and efficiency. And I don't know, there's like 8 different markers for it, and you have to have at least 4. So one is preoccupied with details, rules, lists, order, organization, or schedules, to the extent that the major point of the activity is lost. So people that are anal might love lists and stuff like that, but they're not going to miss the point of the activity. So, if you're checking everything off of a to-do list, maybe it has an ultimate goal, like this is everything we need to do for the Halloween party. But for someone with excessive compulsive personality disorder, it's just, this is everything we have to do on the list. Not that it leads to a Halloween party. It's just that this is what's on the list and this is what we have to do. And then they also show perfectionism that interferes with completion of tasks. So you're not able to finish a project in school because your standards aren't met, or you're being so strict that you can't actually finish what it is you're trying to do. You can also, number 3, is you're excessively devoted to work and productivity to the exclusion of leisure activities and friendships. So this is not accounted for by economic necessity. Necessity. So, if you're riding that line between being able to pay rent or not, it makes sense that you would preoccupy work and things like that to the exclusion of friends. But, if you're in a comfortable place and you're excluding friends and doing fun things and all of that just to finish a project, then you might be a little obsessive compulsive. If you're over conscientious or scrupulous and you're inflexible about matters of morality or ethics or values, and this doesn't count for cultural or religious beliefs, but if you're overly rigid about the things that you believe without being open-minded enough, could be a sign of OCPD. If you are unable to discard worn out or worthless objects, even when they have no sentimental value. I don't know. I'm kind of the opposite of a pack rat. When I feel like something has kind of worn out its welcome, I'll throw it away. Even if something is vaguely sentimental, I might still throw it away if it's not still an active part of my life. Or if it's not something I want to be reminded of, I'll still throw it away. But if you accumulate a lot of worn out or worthless objects when they have no reason to be around you, no sentimental value, no value whatsoever, then it could be a sign. If you're reluctant to delegate tasks or work to others unless they submit to exactly your way of doing things, you might have a problem. Things get done no matter which way they get done. So if you are obsessive or compulsive to the point that you don't want to give other people the chance to do the job that you need done because you think they're going to do it a different way, even if the end result is the same, you might have a little bit of a problem. If you adopt a miserly spending style towards yourself and others, or money is viewed as something to be hoarded for future catastrophes, that's a big sign of an obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Or if you show a lot of rigidity or stubbornness. God damn it, I could write a book about all the people I know that show rigidity and stubbornness, but they don't necessarily meet all of these other criteria, so it's not that they have OCPD. So you have to have at least 4 of those things. So OCPD is a little bit different than obsessive compulsive personality. Fuck me. It's OCPD is different than OCD because OCD is more like, you think something bad is going to happen if you don't do certain things. You're so rigid that you have to do certain rituals or things like that, just to get through the day or feel like the world's not going to fall apart. OCPD is more like just being really anal, and having to have things your way, and feeling like if it's not your way, it's not going to be right. Not that something bad is going to happen, but that it won't feel right. And that other people aren't going to be able to do it as well as you. And shit, this is starting to sound a little close to home. Everyone feels a little bit like this because it's hard to trust other people with things that may be your baby, whether at work or, I don't know, literally like your baby. Either way, it's hard to trust other people with something you would like to do yourself. So, it's easy to understand how people with OCPD operate. But the difference is that they really can't, they like can't allow you to do these things with or for them, without being either involved themselves or with a whole lot of trust. And it's hard to gain a lot of trust when you have a personality disorder. So a lot of these people really don't have that ability to trust others with what they would like to trust them with. So cluster C is not quite as bananas as cluster B, but it's your oddballs, it's your weirdos, it's your can't totally trust others with my shit type deals. And with cluster C, it's a little easier to relate to them, which is why they've stolen these disorders into the whole attachment theory and everything that is going around that is adequate enough. Even though it's not in a DSM anywhere, it's all right. You know what? I might do an episode about that shit because people won't shut the fuck up about their attachment styles. Anyway, so cluster C, not totally bananas, but it's still enough to disrupt your life. And there are some things that you can definitely talk to someone about and work on so that you are able to trust others or, be a little more independent. Whatever it is that your issue is, you can tackle it and try to find a way through therapy to become an individual who can be independent while also empathizing and interacting with other people in a way that is healthy for you. And that's really just the goal for everyone, to be independent, but interact and care about others in a way that makes your life a little more worthwhile. Yeah, that sounds nice. So I think maybe I'll end it there. Before I do my usual shout out to Fearscape Media. And you know what? Shout out to fucking Guitar Center for replacing my microphone and helping me get back on the podcasting. Fuck yeah. Loving this AKG microphone. And loving this Proper 12, which I'll finish off soon and probably won't use again ever, because it's not the best whiskey, if I'm being honest. But damn it, I finished it like a champ. Peace out!